Diablo 4 is an incredibly expansive game with a lot to learn and soak in, so here are 5 things that we wish we would have known before starting Diablo 4. Thing number 1, if you want to maximize your efficiency in playing through the game, we recommend that you stick to the campaign missions until you get to the horse mount, and that you keep it on World Tier Difficulty 1. The additional difficulty of World Tier 2 with experience and gold is not really worth it. You will receive an abundance of experience and gold when you get to the other world tiers, so keep it simple and easy for yourself on World Tier 1. Otherwise, stick to the campaign missions until you get to your horse mount. Until then and you get your horse mount, you can still collect side quests and do some of them that are along the path of your campaign mission, and as for dungeons, you should only do them if you need the codex power for your leveling build. If you're looking for a good starter leveling build, they have plenty of them over at maxroll.gg to follow. They'll also tell you 3 good codex of powers that you should collect early game to help you out. Outside of this, you should collect the statues of Lilith if they're on the campaign missions route, but hold off on collecting all of them until you have your mount so you can get them a lot quicker. The statues will give all of your characters on your account a permanent stat boost in that region, and they go towards the renown bonuses, which once you've collected enough will give all of your characters on the account additional skill points or potion slots. Once you do have your mound, we recommend that you go back to the Fractured Peaks, Skosglen, and Dry Steppes to unlock your first 3 levels of renown by picking up all of the waypoints, altars of Lilith, and discovering all the areas. You may have to do a few dungeons or side quests to push you up to that 3rd unlock, which is well worth it for the additional skill points and potion capacity across the entire account. As for the side dungeons, we'll come back for those later. As a side note, you will want to focus on unlocking all levels of renown across all 5 regions with one character, as it's easier to track the things that you have done and haven't done across your account, as these will all be a permanent unlock forever. And if you're trying to accomplish this across multiple characters, you will end up doubling up on collecting statues and dungeons. Thing number 2, for people that are just starting out and you're just following the campaign missions, we recommend that you save all of your crafting material and your gold, and just don't bother upgrading or purchasing new items till later in the game. The gold will come in handy for respecs and legendary affixes, and honestly at the start you'll be leveling so quickly and finding new and better gear naturally that it's not worth wasting material and gold on upgrades and vendors. Once you've completed the campaign and you're ready to do your first capstone dungeon to unlock World Tier 3, this is the time to purchase and upgrade gear and buy better things. The capstone dungeon is a lengthy and difficult dungeon that won't be easy, but once it's unlocked, you will immediately start finding way better gear and rares across the world. At this point, it's now safe with a better understanding of the endgame systems, how to reasonably spend your resources and currency. Thing number 3, World Tier 3 will seem extremely difficult and frustrating at first for some characters, depending on the character build and your playstyle. But with a few legendary pieces of gear and additional levels, you'll be crushing World Tier 3 like you were World Tier 1. If you're struggling to get through World Tier 3, then you should go and pick up the aspect of Protector on World Tier 1 or 2 and the aspect of Disobedience. Both of these are codexes of power that you could pick up in World Tier 1 that have massive barriers and armor defense boosts to get you to that push of defeating the capstone dungeon and into World Tier 3. Both of these you can throw onto your rare gear that you'll be finding in World Tier 3, and this will drastically improve your survivability. At this point, it's up to you and how you want to manage your time and gameplay. Thing number 4, once you complete your Tree of Whisper mission, you can now do Whisper contracts. You'll have a selection of doing contracts worth 1, 3, or 5 points with a total of 10 necessary to get a Tree Whisper cachet. We personally recommend that you focus on these at first, as this is the easiest way in our opinion to gain significant power quickly in World Tier 3. On top of this, the 5-point contracts are all going to be the dungeons that we told you originally to stay away from, so now is the time to go back and do these as you double up the effect of doing them. Each dungeon as you complete it will give you not only the aspect, the Codex of Power, but you'll also receive the Whisper points to go unlock another cachet. And on top of this, these will also give you glyphs towards your Paragon board and even give you Nightmare Sigils to start target farming those later. But again, stay away from the nightmare sigils just a little bit longer until you feel comfortable being able to do it, because it may not be worth it right now with your Paragon board still starting out and being built up. Thing number 5 that we wish we knew. Some people on the internet are saying that hell tides aren't worth it, but we feel the complete opposite. Hell tides are not only necessary for crafting materials that you'll need in the world tier 4, along with potions and such, but they're also easy to do in group settings and allow you to target farm specific types of gear. As you roam around the map killing enemies, you'll pick up a currency called Aberrant Cinders, which will come in greater abundance when you hunt down large groups champions in public events. Then you can roam around the map to find a chest specific to what you need, whether it's armor, jewelry, or weapons. Each chest will almost guaranteed have 1 sacred legendary with a chance to get up to 3, giving your character a significant boost in power. Then on top of this, you'll target farm the public events, and these will drop obols, which then you can go target farm and gamble for specific armor and weapons at the gambler. The items glowing at the purveyor of curiosity means that you're gambling for sacred item and not a standard legendary. Then you can roll these sacred affixes into either your existing gear or into new gear, which now is doubling up the amount of sacred items that you're farming across hell tides. Bonus tip: nightmare dungeons and sigils should be a target farm once you reach level 55. At this point, you'll be unlocking more glyphs, and you'll want to start leveling those up for significant power boosts on the Paragon board. These nightmare sigils will not only level up your glyphs, giving you the largest power boost that you possibly can, but because these nightmare sigils scale in difficulty as you go up in tiers, they'll also start giving you more experience than the other world events that you could do in the game, except for bosses. They take some time to get used to, as each nightmare sigil has different qualities to them, and some may not even be right for your character. If there's one you're struggling to complete, or before starting it you know your character will be struggling with it, you can take it to the vendor to salvage and turn it into sigil dust to craft a new one for yourself to get a dungeon you'll know you'll be able to complete. Once you get rolling on doing tons of nightmare dungeons, they'll continue to drop for you, and this will become a reoccurring thing, and this will give you one of the biggest power boosts that you can get in Diablo 4. We hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Let us know in the comments below if there's anything that we missed, and we'll see you in the next one. Happy gaming.